What do you do when everything goes wrong? Hang in there, we'll fill you in. So here's our saga. Back in November, we decided that we were going to do the national parks. We thought we would start out with Sequoia National Park.
And then there was a storm.
And another snowstorm.
And another snowstorm.
And then the mother of all snowstorms for New Year's Eve. You might have heard of that one. People got stuck in Lake Tahoe. Yeah, we knew people who got stuck in Lake Tahoe. So literally, our plans ended up in a snowbank because every national park from Yosemite down through Kings Canyon was snowed in. So we went to a plan B.
Then a plan C.
Plan B was Point Reyes National Seashore. And then we woke up on Saturday morning and
there was a storm. Oh no, that was a tsunami warning, sorry.
A freaking tsunami warning.
So we didn't end up doing that. So we got to plan C,
which was to come to Pinnacles. Now we've been to Pinnacles on the on the west, but we've never been to the east. So we decided we were gonna come in the east entrance. It was a Sunday, seemed like a slow day to come out here. It's only about an hour from our house. What could go wrong?
It was an hour-long wait when we got to the park. It's crazy crowded on the weekends.
So tip number one, always have a plan B, maybe even a plan C. In our case, ended up being a plan D. But tip number two, if you're going to a national park, even when you think is small and not crowded, don't go on the weekend.
If you can help it.
Go on a weekday.
Much less crowded.
So our plan C ended up being a plan D, and we ended up at the San Benito County Historical Park.
It was a very nice park.
Let me show you a little bit of that.
The San Benito Historical Park is a lovely place to visit. There are 12 exhibition buildings and places to explore, real restrooms, a playground, and wonderful picnic areas, all for just a $3 a day use fee. We're happy to hang out here, have our lunch, and figure out what to do with the rest of our derailed day.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, wait a minute, this video has been titled Pinnacles, right? Well, we came back on a weekday, and let's show you around. So tip number three is all about the park passes. We have the America the Beautiful Pass. That's $80 per year. But then there are other passes that'll save you a little money. If you're a senior, 62 or over, it's $20 per year or $80 for a lifetime pass. And then there's the Access Pass. That's for those people who are permanently disabled in some way. Doesn't have to be 100% disabled, just permanent disabled, and that's free. And then there is the free lifetime veterans pass, the annual free military pass, and even a free annual fourth grader pass. That's right, your fourth grader can get you into a national park for free. It's all part of their Get the Kids Out into the Great Outdoors program. So definitely think about getting a pass before you come. I did it upside down, of course. Let's try this again. This time without the oops. There we go. So tip number 4, we learned the hard way. So right after shutdown, we took a trip down the PCH to Big Sur, and we didn't pack a lunch. So at that time, most places were closed or so crowded you didn't want to go near the people. So it was a very hungry day. So after that, we devised our little system. Not only do we pack lunches and things to drink, but we pack them in a different way. Come take a look. So we bought a medium-sized cooler, and inside that cooler is another cooler. So we have our drinks over here, and then we have the little cooler, and the little cooler has the main things that you'd want to have for lunch, but you don't want down in the ice and getting wet. So when it comes time to have lunch, all we do is grab the little cooler and a drink, and the bag over here, which has things like our plates and napkins, a trash bag, so we pack our own trash, and that works for us. So that's tip number 4, always bring food. Okay, so we brought some berries and some veggies, some roasted chicken, some naan bread, some hummus, and Girl Scout cookies. Thin Mints for the win.
Hoods up? We promise to tell you what that is all about later in this video, but first up is our first walk. If you're finding the tips helpful in this video, then go ahead and bop that like button and let YouTube know. The Manzanita Trail was beautiful. There are signs of fire in the area, reminding you just how fragile this landscape is. But the pathways are wide and even made it easy to walk, even with my bum knee.
So tip number 5 is know your limits. We are not hikers. First of all, round girl. Second of all, getting over an injury to my knee. And third, I have distracted photographer's disorder. You know, like squirrel. Only for me, it's a real squirrel or a bird or a shaft of sunlight. Basically, I stop every 30 seconds to take a photo. And that would drive a real hiker insane. You want to see real hikers? Check out our friends Kat and Kev. Their channel, Wilderness Wanderers, will be listed down in the description. They take amazing hikes, and I love living vicariously through them because I don't hike. But we do go on lots of great walks, and even with my injury, we've been able to take a lot of really great walks. And one of the ways we've been able to do that is the simple map they give you when you come to the national park. It has all the listed times and distances that you need, so you know where you're going, how long it's going to take you to get there. But the one thing it doesn't tell you is elevation. For that, we use alltrails.com. Alltrails is an app that you can go and look at. It'll tell you the elevation. It'll tell you what kind of hike is it. Is it easy? Is it strenuous? Is it uphill? And there's also lots of reviews on there, so you can hear the most recent review and know how good or how hard the trail is for you and your physical abilities. We have some pretty special things to show you. So let's go take a walk. Cool. I got to see a red-headed woodpecker up at the visitor center, and I got a feeling they have something to do with all of this. I'll show you a close-up of what it looks like. So we did come back on a weekday, and that meant
Hello.
we had to bring Parker.
Hi.
We tried to find parking in the Bear Gulch lot, but it was full, so we had to turn around and head for Old Pinnacles Trailhead instead.
So because of my leg, I can't take long walks, but the walks we are taking are certainly beautiful. Check out the view behind me.
We visited the Bear Gulch Nature Center next, which has some great displays, informational posters, and even a short video about how this park has helped bring back the California condor.
So you're not going to believe what happened. We got done with the nature center and Harry walked over to the restrooms, which are over there. And he stopped with his camera, phone, and trying to catch something. I couldn't figure out what he was trying to catch because I was still over at the car in the other parking lot. So I decided to come over to this tree that's right behind us.
And it's full of woodpeckers, or woodpeckers all over the tree.
Full of woodpeckers. We couldn't even believe it. So fortunately, after a couple of photos, I realized that the camera I was holding, which was the Nikon, takes video. So we get to share that with you now.
We finally found parking at Bear Gulch. The view of some of the pinnacles is right there in the parking lot. We even saw rock climbers. There is a lot to explore in this area.
Oh look, we found water. Not a lot around this year, that's for sure.
So here we are for another episode of Parker's Picks. So Parker,
What?
tell the people, what was your favorite part about Pinnacles National Park?
Climbing the stairs.
So the stairs behind us, I'll show you a picture real quick.
Hello.
Yep, that's him running up and down the stairs with the pinnacles behind. It was really fun to watch him do it, to be honest.
At the end of the video, we'll have a point of view of mine, maybe.
Absolutely. Parker had his own video that he took while he was doing that, so you'll get to see just how much fun he had. We did have an awful lot of fun here today, but there's always a downside. Parker, what was the downside?
Driving through mountain hill thingies.
So if you're not a fan of windy roads, there are a few here.
Just like episode 1.
Right, the one where we did Madonna Park? Yeah, same thing. Thank you for joining us for Parker's Picks.
Harry headed up the very steep Moses Spring Trail to see if he could find the caves. Hiking Pinnacles in February and March is great because the weather is usually in the mid-60s to low 70s, and you get to see that amazing spring green color. But the cool rock formations are the star here, and you do get to see a lot of them right here on this trail. And that includes talus caves, which is when a mass of boulders fall against each other to create a cave like this one. And there's even a tunnel. A national park since 2013, it has over 26,000 acres to explore. And if you see wooden stakes along the trail with numbers on them, they're from a decommissioned ranger program that is no longer in service, so there's no information about them on the map. This part of the trail looks more narrow than it actually is. It was actually a lot easier to walk around than it appears in film. There's one of those stakes. After picking the wrong way on the path, Harry turned around and headed back. But the views along the way were wonderful, and of course, it is so much easier coming down that steep grade than it was going up.
So we are going to have to come out for a third trip to Pinnacles. I didn't find the caves. I went the wrong way. By the time I came back down, it was like, I don't have the time or the energy to try to go up the right trail this time. So that is going to have to be another trip that we're going to have to come back out to. The other thing that I recommend is bringing hiking poles. Now, we're not hikers, I'm a walker, but going up that hill, I could have used the poles. Well, I had one, but I could have used the other.
See this stick? Worthless. We're destroying this one. This is not working. This is destroying random stick with Parker.
So we had a great time out here at Pinnacles National Park. It was a big surprise, from the deer at the visitor center to the pinnacles themselves, which are beautiful.
They're just stunning. To
the acorn woodpeckers, which I'm still giddy over. It was so cool to see. What was your biggest surprise, Harry?
That if you work out here, you got to leave your hood up all day long.
Oh my gosh, that's right. The cars with the hoods up. We promised to tell you what was up with that.
And that's what it is. If you work out here or leave your car for long, you have to leave the hood up because the squirrels will climb in the engine compartment and chew on the hose and the cable.
With the hood up, they feel exposed. I guess the squirrels don't like being exposed.
Right, so they won't do it.
So I guess that is tip number 6 for you. If you come out here and you spend hours hiking, make sure you leave the hood up on your car so the squirrels don't chew the wires. All right, everybody, we're going to leave you with some more views of this gorgeous park and the surrounding area, and some from Western Pinnacles when we went the last time. Travel safe, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
We did find some beautiful views in the area around Pinnacles, including this amazing Catholic church in Tres Pinos. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today, exploring Pinnacles National Park. It was the perfect start of our national park explorations this year. We hope to add at least 11 more to this list before the season is over, and hope you will subscribe and join us on our travels.
And this is Parker runs some random stairs that he finds.